Most people don't realize how much of their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making millions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might just sell credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/hidden. Protect yourself now at aura.com/hidden.
Welcome to the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who understand that there's more to entrepreneurship than finding the latest flash-in-the-pan strategies, who understand that in order to build your empire, you need a solid foundation. I wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development journey you can be on, and it's my mission to help you make that journey easier. In this show, I bring together the very best from science, self-development, and entrepreneurship to set you up for sustainable success. Hi, I'm Claudia Garbutt, the scientist and mindset coach behind this show, and you're listening to the Wired for Success podcast. Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Wired for Success podcast, where we talk about all things science, self-development, and entrepreneurship that help you get to that next level of success in your life and business. Today, we are going to talk about a brain circuit that motivates you, helps you to plan ahead, and drives you to pursue your goals. And we are also going to talk about the downside of that brain circuit and some of the negative side effects you might experience, especially if you're a very ambitious and driven entrepreneur. Curious? Then join me for this short episode. If you're an entrepreneur and your family and friends, they just don't get what you do, why you do it, and how you do it, you might have suspected it. Entrepreneurs are somewhat different. For instance, challenges that make other people run for the hills, they just don't stop entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs tend to run towards them, right? Where other people see risks and threats, seasoned entrepreneurs get excited because they see opportunities. When other people give up frustrated after failing for the 10th time, entrepreneurs just dust themselves off and try again, convinced that everything will work out better next time. When entrepreneurs encounter problems, they roll up their sleeves and try to fix them. They dream big, they plan, they organize, and they execute. And that's the genius side of the entrepreneur's mind. It's incredible at making new connections, being creative, and coming up with clever solutions to make life better, easier, or just more exciting. But there are also potential pitfalls that many entrepreneurs don't realize until it's too late. That constant state of excitement and creativity and pursuit does not come without a cost. It often means that ambitious entrepreneurs have a really, really hard time switching off, slowing down and enjoying the moment, or enjoying their successes for that matter. Because to them, it feels like they are never really done with their work. Other people might be satisfied with what they've achieved, but a lot of entrepreneurs are never really satisfied with their achievements, no matter how big those achievements are. They are always looking for the next big thing, the next project to work on, the next milestone to reach, the next book to write, show to produce, or event to host, or whatever else they are currently excited about. They enjoy the process of creation more than they enjoy the actual end result. They are driven and they are relentless in their pursuit of new and exciting opportunities. And their focus is constantly set on the future and the creative possibilities that lie ahead. They really love that rush the competition, the novelty, and the excitement. So much so that they believe the constant stress is what keeps them on their toes and gives them their competitive edge. And that kind of thinking leads them to live in the fast lane. But that kind of lifestyle often takes a toll. They often don't pay enough attention to their health or relationships. They might end up in hospital before they finally take their foot off the gas and slow down for a bit. Or they live so much in their own minds that it can be really hard for them to be fully present with others, even their loved ones. And one day they realize that they missed out on their kids' childhood, or they neglected important relationships until they could no longer be fixed. Does that sound familiar? Are you one of those ambitious, mission driven entrepreneurs? If so, maybe you're wondering what's going on and why you just can't stop thinking and dreaming about your business, even though you're realizing that your behavior is sometimes kind of excessive or even obsessive. Today, I just wanted to give you a little glimpse of what's going on in your brain that can explain that kind of behavior, because I think it's really important to be aware of possible underlying mechanisms so that you understand what you can do to turn things around. Because very often we are quick to say things like, oh, that's just the way I am, that's just my personality, and there's nothing I can do about that. When in fact, personality is just one factor, and there are lots of other factors, and you can absolutely change those things, and thus your entire experience. So, what I'll discuss today is just one of those examples. It shows you the strong connection between your mind and your body, and how parts of your daily experience can be just reflections of your physiology. So, if what we've talked about so far is your reality right now, it's likely that you have what neuroscientists like to call a dopaminergic mind. Now, what does that mean? It means that you might have a very active dopamine system that's steering your behavior without you even realizing it. So, how does that work? Here's the gist. So, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays many important roles in your brain and in your body. It's often described as one of those feel-good chemicals of the brain that is associated with pleasure because it's released in response to things like food or sex or certain kinds of drugs, for instance. It's also released, however, when you discover something new, something exciting, something unexpected. Like, let's say, the creative solution to a complex problem, a new business opportunity that you hadn't been aware of. And that dopamine pathway then helps you to move toward that exciting new thing. It helps you to focus, to plan, and to pursue whatever it is that you desire. Sounds familiar? It sounds pretty much like the way entrepreneurs pursue their goals, right? It has been shown, though, that dopamine is not so much about liking something as it is about wanting something. It's what drives and motivates us to pursue those new and exciting things. It affects our moods, our movement, our memory, and our focus in a way that steers us towards seeking and repeating pleasurable experiences. When we anticipate something good, dopamine is released, and we start to crave that thing or activity. And the higher the reward we anticipate, the higher the dopamine release. And just thinking about whatever it is that you crave can sometimes release just as much dopamine as getting the thing you want. And the problem is that there's a very fine balance between seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. They are like two sides of the same coin. What starts out as seeking pleasure can quickly turn into avoiding pain. And all of a sudden, it's not fun anymore. And yet you keep doing what you're doing simply because it's the only way you can satisfy that craving. In general, you can say that dopamine is the molecule of wanting. It keeps you in this loop of craving and pursuing new things. And that's also the downside of an overactive dopamine system. It takes you out of the here and now, and it keeps you in that constant pursuit of more. It makes you dissatisfied with what you already have, and it stops you from appreciating all the good things in your life and from really enjoying the moment. It makes you always want more and makes you feel that you want that what you have, what you already have, is kind of like meh, compared to the amazing future life that you are about to create. It's when the grass always seems greener on the other side. Now, if that has been your experience as an entrepreneur, you are not alone and you are not doomed. Luckily, you can learn to balance your dopamine system in a way that does not only help you go after your goals and achieve big things, but at the same time helps you be more present and enjoy your life right now. Because there are tools and techniques like mindfulness that help you shift your neurochemistry from the wanting to the enjoying circuits. And I'm not going to go into any details here, but there are other molecules like serotonin that help you to be more present and enjoy the moment. And once you understand how these mechanisms work, you can leverage that knowledge to influence your brain's chemistry in whatever way you like. So if for instance, you're feeling a dip in your motivation, you could do something to ramp up your dopamine system. Or you're feeling disconnected and unsatisfied, maybe it's time to shift your brain's chemistry away from that dopamine system toward the serotonin pathway. Makes sense? So believe me, you have so much more control over how you feel than you think you have. So let that sink in, because it's so important. You have so much more control over how you feel than you might think. And you can leverage mechanisms like the one we just talked about to be more deliberate in your daily actions and to become that conscious creator of your dream life. After all, you don't want to wake up one day and regret having worked so hard that you ruined your health and relationships along the way, right? So if you have any questions or you'd like to share your own experiences as an entrepreneur, just feel free to comment below or reach out to me. That's it for today. I hope this was helpful, and I'm wishing you a successful and enjoyable rest of the week. Take care and talk soon. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Wired for Success podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please take a sec to rate and review my show. It would mean the world to me because you'd help me reach more entrepreneurs like yourself who would love this show. If you'd like to learn more about creating a widely successful business without sacrificing your health, relationships, or sanity, make sure to stick around and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And why don't you help me spread the word and share this show with your friends? I'd really appreciate it, and I'm sure your friends will too. Want to continue this conversation, build real relationships, and join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs? Come join my free Facebook community for visionary entrepreneurs. I would love to see you there. In the meantime, if you haven't done so already, grab my free brain priming audio file for entrepreneurs and start priming your brain for success in less than 5 minutes each morning. Curious? You can learn more about how this works and download the audio file at www.wiredforsuccess.solutions. Until next time, bye!